choosing to start your series with footage of Catherine Hahn driving to the Marvel Studio lot.
There I was, sitting on my duff, playing Candy Crush, happy as a clam.
Nobody who still plays Candy Crush in 2024 is happy as a clam. For that matter, clams aren't all that happy. They're constantly dug up, ripped open, and devoured.
Oh, she's really most sincerely dead.
Never know.
Marvel trying to be cheeky by opening a window to Wanda's possible return in a future project, and me being so burnt out on it all at this point that I don't really care. So here's this in for trying to tickle a guy who's got nerve damage.
Find something?
Yeah.
Nah? Bro straight up saw you kneeling and staring at something for several seconds. You don't just get to pass that off. What did you expect him to think? That you were watching a line of ants? Or sending a leaf floating beautifully down the stream? Or getting in some on-the-job candy crushing?
What happened to you?
Short answer, Disney took a beloved member of the Avengers, gave her a meaningful streaming series about working through grief and the trauma of loss, and then out of nowhere turned her evil off-screen so she could be a villain for Doctor Strange. And after that, you gave her the Cersei Lannister treatment. And yes, that is the short answer. Making me watch a gag title sequence, which will never be shown again, even though it included the biggest laugh of the episode with that based on the Danish series WandaVision bit.
Official police business. Excuse me.
You use that line at the supermarket checkout too?
No, at the supermarket, she probably sees the line of 20 customers because there are only 2 cashiers working, sighs, and then goes to the self-checkout because life's too short to wait for somebody else to beep and boop my groceries. Also, you have a line that long out the front door of the library of a small town for books?
I guess I could run the book title.
Not making Officer Agatha come back with a warrant because I'm sure library checkout data is private and it's nobody's business if someone checked out the book What Is Your Poo Telling You back in April.
There was a fire.
A fire that only burned one bookshelf? We know this is a spell, but Detective Agatha doesn't yet and should know that this is not how fires work.
Eat my ass, Chief.
I'm not playing a police chief in this scene.
How'd she end up in the ravine?
Someone being so terrible at geology that they couldn't tell a creek from a ravine.
There they are.
The captions for Aubrey Plaza's line literally just says, speak Spanish, and I can't even begin to tell you how monumentally unuseful that is. So here's 14 cents for every keystroke it took to type that bullshit into your subtitles. Main character opens a room and looks sad cliché. Also, I know this is going to belong to her deceased child. I just don't know which episode it'll be revealed in. I'm going to guess and say episode 6.
Can I ask you something?
You just did.
You're only lying to yourself.
Which is still lying. Commandment number 9 has spoken. Let's get one more on the scoreboard here and against your eternal soul.
Oh my God, he came out of nowhere.
Title of my sex tape? Assaulting a minor in your custody.
What were you after?
The road.
Going there breaking and entering just to steal a 2009 Viggo Mortensen movie. It's a lot of work to be really, really sad.
Asleep in bed. Total loser? Or totally lying?
We are more than 20 minutes into this really boring episode now, and there's been 0 witching thus far. I was promised witching for the Halloween season. If I wanted a boring police procedural, I'd be watching Blue Bloods. Get to the spooky.
You know what? You're spending the night in the tank.
Just for speaking Latin? What? No habeas corpus? No per curiam? Not even a little sua sponte? Also, just once I'd like to hear a witch use Mongolian or Inuit instead of Latin for their mysterious chanting, just to see how it hits. The morgue isn't closed or locked in any way at night. Ah, would you look at that. Agatha's mystery is solved by invisible ink appearing out of nowhere. What a desperately unsatisfying conclusion to the mystery this episode has spent all of its time on. This transformation sequence where Agatha goes through all of her costumes from WandaVision is visually creative and fun, and just serves to remind me of the show I wish I was watching instead. I'd be screaming too if my first episode took over 26 minutes to start.
Hey, Miss Agnes, you feeling okay?
Show expects me to remember who these characters are from WandaVision as if my memories from the pandemic lockdown haven't already been violently erased.
Oh, I got it.
Let's get her inside.
Librarian. Chief of police.
Show will never answer important questions like, was she just play acting all of this at home the whole time? Is there actually a body in the woods? How does she keep her hair so strategically placed, and why does that make me so angry? Picking a wooden spoon as your kitchen weapon.
So that arrest was maybe more of a kidnapping.
All arrests are kidnapping from a certain point of view. Hand blading. Never seen someone get head-butted to their feet before, but first time for everything, I guess.
Don't you want me at my best?
Jennifer Barkley isn't reprimanding April Ludgate in this scene. Not killing your arch nemesis at their weakest. It'll free up your whole day. You can get ice cream afterwards. Unless your arch nemesis is dairy, in which case I'm so sorry the universe hates you so much.
Just let me get my purple back.
Thinking that dyeing your hair purple is a valid combat strategy.
The worst of them. The Salem 7.
The Salem 7. Huh. That's one more than the Sinister 6. So here's a sin for trying to one-up Sony, Marvel. This point in Sony's history is practically bullying a three-legged puppy. Not licking the wound on Agatha's lower neck as well. What? I'm just saying, if you have healing spit, I think you should be thorough with it.
A friendly desert community where the sun is hot, the moon is beautiful, and mysterious lights pass overhead.
Got a case only you can solve.
You were really the only one left.
You use that line at the supermarket checkout too.
You're pretty cocky for someone whose job is obsolete because of the internet.
How did you get out of the wormhole?
I am not the only one that wants to see you dead.
I'm going to murder you 1,000 times.